Aye, aye, aye. Big day. Big fucking day. Very lack of sleep. A few people left down there. Look at the slack. What's the word? Slackers. There's the word.
Yeah.
Listen, I can start this off. 2.0 is cancelled. 3.0 is on its way.
What the We're gonna turn on the Civ Meet chat. You can say how much you dislike Mac in there.
What?
There's one built into this channel.
That is the only reason I use it.
There you go.
Havoc.
Look at that. It's
What?
open. Yeah.
Havoc, there's one
No,
built into
I hate
this
using
channel.
the internal built-in shit. We use it every time, and it's fucking shit.
You're so alty.
It's shit. It's nice using the other one, all in one place, and you can easy.
It's
You know.
one place.
Oh, you're alty as hell. What the hell do you mean? 1 minute left. We're gonna give a few minutes to any slackers that are
Hold on.
slow.
Stop it.
We need ritual. Ritual needs to.
Oh, don't fucking do the B movie. I swear to fuck.
Ritual.
According to all known laws of aviation,
What the fuck?
there is no way a bee should be able to fly.
But I can.
Its wings are too small
Why?
to get its fat little
He's
body
back.
off the ground.
He's
Shut
fucking
up!
back.
This is tradition.
Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
Should have
Bee, of
permed you
course,
yesterday.
flies anyway. Bees don't care what humans think are possible. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Barry, breakfast is ready. Coming. Hang on a second. Hello, Barry. Adam. Can you believe this is happening? I can't. I'll pick you up. Looking sharp. Use the stairs. Your father paid good money for those. Sorry, I'm excited. Here's the graduate. We're very proud of you, son. A perfect report card. All B's. Do you get excited?
Perfect. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, like why did we let that go on for so long?
It's a good question.
Tradition. It's the tradition.
Anyway,
Also,
Well,
Well,
it's
yeah,
over now.
tradition.
It's been too long.
Oh, yeah, it's been too long. Look at you, Mac. So brutal. Let me see the notes you made, Mac, because thank you for that really good, nice notes. Let me get a notepad on the side. And there we go. So yeah, if everybody don't know, no, HK, I'll go later.
Yeah.
I'll go later. There's like 70 people live anyway, I think, in this chat right now, live streaming this. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Anyway, if you guys don't know, server's not up right now. What a shame.
And it won't
What
be.
a shame. And it won't be.
You didn't pay a bill.
No, it will. It'll be up tonight. No. So about 2.0, it's going to be up. There's no delays. It's up tonight. We're just doing a few final verifications. So when the submit ends, we're just doing a few little checks, and we'll throw a ping out. It shouldn't be too long. We're just got 3 things we want to check. So it's coming out tonight. For all those people saying, yeah, 2026. No, fuck you. So we'll get to talk about 2.0, the server itself, the goals, what's happening. There's a lot of change. The idea behind 2.0 was basically, let's look at every version of Redline there ever was, the flaws we ever had, the problems we had on rule-wise, the problem we had technical-wise, the problem we had optics-wise of the server, and how can we address these? What can we do to make it different? And so on. So that's basically what 2.0 was like, how can we improve on every flaw, let's say, each version had that wasn't necessarily, the nicest thing, the best thing, blah, 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 so on. So that was the goal of making 2.0. One major thing I am going to immediately address, everyone's saying grind, grind, grind. Yes and no. So 2.0 wasn't thought about the grind per se. A lot of it, there is grind, like, there is the stuff to do, but none of it is thought like, oh, it's going to take you 3 years to do something. No, the whole goal is everything is done in a way where it's fought for interaction of each other. So it's all about the role play. It's all about the interaction. It's all about engaging with each other. There's a lot of things. The way we've built the server is, you guys may have seen the trailer. There's a lot of businesses you can own that are like foundries, so you don't have to manually mine the farms to create more interaction, create businesses. It's all thought around interaction for it and creating more RP and more variety of direction of the roleplay on that. But yeah, to go along with this, we've done other changes on the rules. We've done changes on what we expect of people. Obviously, we've put the server up to 18 plus. The reason for this is a maturity. I'll just be frankly honest, it's just maturity. Most of our issues whenever there was problems of roleplay and quality was about 70 to 80% was 16 to 18-year-olds. So we decided, well, we're going to cut an end to it and a bit more mature, a little less. The whole toxicity thing is what we're, always trying to stop. Obviously, it's a video game; it's never easy, and it's always been 70 to 80% below 18-year-olds. So we're looking in the angle of like, okay, we hope people be a bit more mature. It's a game; don't be so toxic about it, and so on. That's the main aspect there, and there's a few other angles as well. Obviously, with it being GTA and the content we do, the things we can say, sometimes any people underage, it could be a little bit inappropriate for them. There is still no ERP. There is not going to be ERP. Just saying. Us going 18 plus does not mean ERP. It just means we expect people to be a bit more realistic on the fact that it's a game. It's not real life. And be a bit more mature about things. And, if something's wrong, bring it up to staff. Handle it afterwards. Don't be a douche in game. Because in 2.0, we are absolutely smashing down on toxicity. If maybe you haven't noticed over the last few months since the brand removal, we've absolutely been going hard on it. There's been a lot of toxicity bans, and we're not stopping. We're absolutely not stopping. We do not tolerate it. There is obviously instances where some people will think something's toxic, but it isn't necessarily when you have other perspectives of the matter. That's why it's always good to have more perspective. If you think something's toxic, you can always bring it up to us. We'll look at it. We're like, no, not really. There's context around it and so on. But when it comes to being absolutely rude for no reason, clearly going out of character, we're not handling it. We are absolutely not going to be tolerating this. And it won't be warnings. It won't be like things like that. We're going to be going straight. If we don't find it, your RP is bringing anything to the server, you'll be gone. So it's no longer like the process we're going to be basically going on now is on top of that is if your RP is lackluster on the server in an angle where it's just trolly, there's no one liking what you're doing, it's bringing no value to anyone's story, it's bringing no value to anything, we will consider removing you from the server just by the aspect of just being, it's just not fun for anybody. There's been a lot of RP that's been questionable. So we are going to be absolutely looking out on just standards of roleplay are going to be higher. Obviously, it's still not like, oh, we're super hyper serious. We're still, have fun, have a laugh. It's not a problem. But there has been a few instances where we see people go too far. I think our other staff member can agree on this. But we have been a lot more strict on it over the last few months, and we'll be going forward with that into 2.0. So yeah, with the rules, there's a few changes we are bringing. So obviously we're hammering down onto the toxicity thing. Another thing I'm going to bring up is with 2.0 is we already had it as a rule, but we're going to be enforcing it, and there will be a few people we talk to separately. Is the unrealistic names. There has been an increase of it, and we haven't really followed up the way we should have with them. We're going to be asking people to change certain names. If it's like unrealistic, we'll ask them like maybe change half of your name. If it's silly words back to back, I don't know what example to give you, but if they're we'll ask you to change something about your name. Now again, like I'll give you an example. Like Frenchie is, my character isn't called Frenchie, it's his nickname. So it's fine having a name that's a nickname. Everyone calls you that in game. But that's not my character's name. You can have your character that has like a legal proper name, and then your nickname is something else. So we'll be talking to a few people saying, think about changing your name. There's a few people we want to talk to about it. It's nothing bad. We're just saying, for the sake of the PD and everybody, there's been a lot of things about it. So we are going to be keeping an eye out on it and monitoring it a lot more than we did previously. So yeah, let me go down here. So there has been talks about generally quality of roleplay and a few different things. Something is valuing life. I'm going to remind you that NVL, a lot of people saying, yeah, bring back NVL. It's a rule in the server. People need to look at the rules. People need to report it if people are not valuing their lives in certain situations where it's excessive. There has been instances we've seen where people just don't care. It's a problem and it's against the rules, and will pull you in. You need to, value your character in situations that are, just some sort of role play scene. I mean, we expect you all to know the standards of role play. What is a moment where you need to value your character's life, and so on. So, NVL, not valuing your life, is absolutely in the rules, and we want to remind everybody about it. So just keep an eye on the way you're role playing with situations around you. Like one instance I'll give is not the best example, but it's an example that happens on both angles when there's content and there's other people doing things. Like huge explosions going off in a place and everyone's just like chilling, not caring in the middle. Like they go towards it in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. And I don't know. There's cops shooting each other and people come up and ask, "What are you doing?" It's no, we're going to pull you in for that. That's absolutely not happening. It's just not happening. Another thing we have been saying is cop baiting. A lot of people have been talking about this one, the cop baiting. There's two angles to this. Obviously, people have been a bit bored since the brand stuff. You wanted to get a bit more PD attention. We can understand, but there's limits. So we are going to be implementing a cop baiting rule again, worded in a particular way. So I'm just going to word it so you all understand this. Trying to gain police attention via lackluster motives, doing, for example, burnouts and donuts repetitively in front of the police. Repetitive actions to just try and gain their attention and bait them is not going to be tolerated. Obviously, if you're doing like a burnout and then you're driving off is one thing. But when I see a person in Legion Square, let's say in the intersection, doing 50 burnouts and the cop saying stop and you keep going, it's absolutely cop baiting. So we don't want to see that. When it becomes excessive, we are going to start dealing with it. That's the key word here, is excessiveness. If you're trying to get cop attention, they're not biting, whatever, that's one thing. But when you're doing it excessively, it's going to fall into cop baiting. Another thing we're going to be doing as well, which is going to fall into Force RP, but we're going to add it as a note, that has been roleplay that has been happening for the last few months in the server, that we're just going to stop plainly because either party, it doesn't go well, is the forcing the police to release a suspect who's already in custody in the police station. What I mean by this is that someone's in the police cells and you come up with a hostage in front of the police station and you say, give me the suspect out or we're going to kill the hostage. Obviously, when it comes to PD, it's against protocol. So what happens? They shoot the criminals get angry and salty, or the criminals manage to get the suspect and then the PD gets salty. Either way, there's no good real RP coming out of it. If it's not in the police station, it's something else. I'd say, like, if you're in the middle of a situation where your boys are getting arrested, you can maybe pressure the police. Obviously, don't fall into the RDM and all that crap. You have to be part of the scene. That's different. But once the criminal's in the cells, that's it. It's game over. Don't try and get him out. He's in the station. It's over. So we don't want to see that happening anymore. We're going to be enforcing that. It's part of Force RP. Through the means of NVL, you're trying to force the PD to release somebody. So it's not something we're going to be wanting to see anymore. Give me a second. Matt, can you send me a list of just the new ones that we're discussing and the modified ones, if you don't mind?
Yep.
While we're here. I'm going to be discussing another thing about 2.0 while I'm... actually, this is actually now officially in the rules because some people are complaining about it. Here's another thing. Which we can understand, is players are not going to be permitted to use external tools or softwares or modifications to obtain information about the server, players in the game, their names that wouldn't be reasonably available through normal means. What does this mean? Viewing player lists in private Discord with bots, having Vencord, all of these things, if we have any evidence of you having this, we will be banning you. When it comes to Vencord, we'll be warning you, however, if we have notice of it. But we'll tell you to remove it. And if you do not remove it and we see it again, you're gone. Because there has been absolutely horrendous issues with people, I'm going to say snitching if you want, when there's a support ticket or somebody, there's a problem with a roleplay scene and somebody he wants to ask about it in a report. They're saying, is this okay? And then all of a sudden it's the gossip of the street. Everyone's talking about it because someone had a Vencord and they could see tickets through means that are against Discord terms of service. So we don't want to see that anymore. People have a right to privacy. I think everybody has a right to privacy. If somebody wants to make a ticket for whatever reason, it's their, they have the right to it. It's private. It's them and us trying to have a conversation. It's no one's business. End of the day, if there's something wrong, if there's a wrongdoing, we'll deal with it. It's fine. It's not that deep. It's a game, guys. Like if we all do mistakes, we all talk to each other. But there's points where you start gossiping about it. I think it's even worse than if you're having a problem, someone making a report or whatever. 1 second. What is this? 2. Oh yeah, the employee rules. So yeah, the restaurant employee rules staying. However, obviously, since a few months now, PD, I think quite a lot now, PD is allowed to be EMS and EMS is allowed to be PD. I think on side, I think it's extra hours. What is HDK? The term you guys do?
Part
Like
time.
Part-time.
Yeah, part time. You're allowed to do part time the division, so it's not you can be both. One, but whichever one's your main, the other's part time. That's officially in the rules now. We never really updated it. Another one we're insisting on, it's already in the rules, is client side modifications. This is regards to anything that's outside of the general NVE graphics mod and other things like that, like changing blood particles, changing weapon models client side. We are going to be running basically a safe mode on the server to avoid people having these, because they can always have an advantage. You could have a weapon model that has a different crosshair that gives you some weird advantage. You could have blood particles that are, party balloons, because you can now see exactly from far distance that you hit somebody. It ends up in a form of power gaming. You're using modifications on your game to gain an advantage. And even if you think it's nice and visually, oh yeah, it looks cute. I'm sorry, but if in a roleplay sense, having balloons shoot out of somebody, it's not roleplay, brother. You're playing Fortnite at that rate. So yeah, we are going to be running what's called pure mode on 2.0 to an extent, which is going to disallow a certain amount of modifications. So by default, a lot of your stuff won't work if you do have it. But anything that's outside of the general NVE modification, quant, the general graphic mod, we're not going to be allowing. We don't want to see it because there's always problems, there's always advantages, and it's not a 100k or die situation. You guys are here to interact with each other, have a fun time, not be the best person in a gunfight. So another thing I'm going to bring up is gangs in 2.0. Gangs in 2.0 are going to work very, very differently. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because it's still being addressed by Steph. The rules are going to be completely different. Territories in 2.0 don't have the same value anymore as like, oh, everyone's going to war each other for the best selling turf. It doesn't work like that. HQs don't work the same anymore. Every turf can have its own HQ, basically. All have the same benefits. But we are going to be introducing like a opposite mayor down the line. So picture an illegal mayor and a legal mayor. We're going to be introducing this next month, not now, because we want people to get used to 2.0. So this will be something coming where it's going to be something interesting, sort of like a kingpin role. This is still being discussed with Steph. The T's and C's are being discussed. We're still wanting to fine tune what exactly the responsibilities are. So that will be, more info will come out about that in January. So the gang system is going to be quite different. So the rules are on hold. The gang system's not in place at the moment. Obviously, your friend groups and things, whatever. But the gang system, you won't have access to it on launch until we kind of rediscuss the T's and C's of how exactly we want to go around it. Discussing, flaws of previous systems. What can we do for improving the quality of interactions, role play? Because that is really much the goal of 2.0. Let me just check this. Another thing is music. So this wasn't shown in the trailer. In 2.0, we are not going to allow you to have, in businesses or in microphones in general, playing music for your microphone at all. It's not going to be a thing anymore. And there's a specific reason for this I'm going to get to. You're not going to be able to have your DJ board where you add your own music, because from 2.0 onwards, we're going to be making, there's going to be scripts basically in place to make music in game. Well, music in game. So there'll be you'll be able to own a music studio and create music for Redline. This is going to be a system in place, and the music made in Redline is what the businesses are going to be allowed to use. What I mean by this is, let's say I'm going to use Haley as an example. She creates her own label. She creates a single. She's then allowed to sell that single to restaurants, and then they can play it. You get a license to play that music in your restaurant. To make music, you'll have to be with a label, and then players will be able to play this through there'll be a headset item you'll be able to have to listen to music while you're playing the server, driving around, doing whatever. You will be able to just go around, play music made in the game. So the reason we're doing this is create a new RP branch. We want to see people, you want to make a funny song for laughs, go ahead. It doesn't need to be something really good. It can be funny. Because there'll be different labels. Labels would be like businesses. You go with a label, you sign up with them, you make a song, they pay you, they release it, they make money from it. because restaurants use it, and so on. So yeah, it will be a new form of RP we want to try out. So there will be no external music anymore. The exact rules are, I'm going to word it because there's AI involved in the rules. We have talked a little bit about the concerns on AI, obviously. External or copyrighted music is not permitted to be played or broadcast in any form within the server. Only music created specifically for the server may be used. Any music submitted to the server, submitted for server use, may not be copyright claimed or restricted after submission. By submitting the music to the server, the creator grants all players within Redline to freely use this music within Redline RP. Obviously, this doesn't mean go play Haley's music in another game while you're playing Fortnite. This is only while you're inside of Redline. So if you're wanting to create music, you give basically free use to everybody inside Redline to use this song. Outside of Redline is not a problem, but this is within Redline. We do have legal disclaimers on this, regards to copyright and so on. And also regards to AI. Any music created using AI tools must be clearly disclosed and flagged at the time of it being done. There will be, we are going to allow it, like using AI to make songs and so on, but we'd prefer do a mixture at least, or do fully handmade. It's nicer. But we're going to be allowing, but these will all be labeled AI. There will be very much an in-game label for it. So that will be that's the music situation in 2.0. It's not going to be on launch because we want everybody to get used to it. Streamer mode, not a thing anymore. No, it won't be Mr. Fives because we want everybody to be able to listen to the music in Redline without having to worry about streamer mode. Basically, all the audio we have in 2.0 is copyright free. We've got a lot of new audio for like the sound, the ringtones, everything. It's all copyright free. Everything's copyright free, and we want the music to be copyright free for the Redline users within the server. So that's kind of the idea there.
Quick note, for those who don't want to hear the music, I think you can still turn off Chromium process, I think. Pretty sure.
No, there's still a way for you to turn it off, the music, if you don't want to listen to music, but just be an emo kid in the corner. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the music scene in 2.0. It's going to be very different. This is not going to be on launch. There's going to be a few things about 2.0 we're going to sort of do by waves because there's so much content that we don't want to release it all at once. And in case we have issues, overwhelm PD, overwhelm players, we want to kind of like also make it interesting, like every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we're going to release you guys a branch of 2.0 or something. Because the initial package is already massive. We're like, okay, well, we're going to hold on a little bit. But there's a headset item in game you can use to listen to music, and it actually shows up on your head. It's pretty cool. It looks nice. So it's pretty cool. The music thing is really cool. Staff question: is there any other rule that is new or that we rediscussed that I missed? Because I think I'm done with the rule section.
The OOC tickets in game. We changed that one.
It's kind of
at the
crazy.
end
that
of
it
Oh
shows my
yeah, there
stream
was
on
something.
the,
It was. I don't think anybody ever did
website,
it, but
but I
like,
haven't
if there was an
We
OOC
got
problem,
to it. I mean, my Discord's linked to
yeah,
it,
there is no more
my
tickets in
YouTube
game at all.
channel.
Because obviously just a bit on staff, it's a bit of a nightmare. Now getting to the ticket situation of Redline, we are going to stop using Discord entirely for tickets. So the Discord support system is going to be obsolete starting now. If you look on the website, there is a support section. You should all be on the website because if you're not able to access 2.0. The website has the new whitelisting system. It has everything like that. If you are frozen in place, you can ping an admin in Discord or make a ticket. Like, we're looking out for it. Don't worry. However, yeah, if you go on the website, there's a support section. It's exactly the same as the tickets. You can choose your ticket type. You can make a ticket. Staff will answer to you. So it's a lot easier for you guys. One, because of anyone using bloody Vencord and other shit. It keeps anyone anonymous. So anyone that wants to make a support ticket or has concerns, you can freely talk to staff without having to worry about anybody seeing your ticket. It's literally just staff. And yeah, that's a nice thing. There's also watermarks on it. So, anybody trying to, I don't know, start gossip again by taking pictures of tickets, there's watermarks. We know when people take pictures, we see your name on it. Every user has a watermark on their website. So if you're trying to take pictures of the website and share them, and we see that picture, we'll know who it's from because there's a watermark. So this is for anyone that has concerns about leaking or whatever, and so on. We have watermarks. So it's for everyone's making sure everyone feels comfortable doing tickets and that there's no problems with Vencord or anyone trying to leak anything or take pictures or whatever. Not a problem. So it's just really much to make it nicer for everybody and a lot simpler because for the website you'll get pinged on Discord whenever there's a reply. If I'm not mistaken, HK, that it pings you. Or if we at you, so you'll get a ping on Discord for the website, having an update on your ticket. Staff gets pinged as well, so you know we get pinged for Discord. So don't think that because it's on the website we'll not see it. No, we get pinged. We know. Same as always, we're people. You know, so I've seen a lot of people like, oh, why staff not answering my ticket instantly and so on. We're people. If we take time, we take time, but we'll get to it when we can. You're not necessarily the only person making a ticket. And you know, sometimes we have to go a little bit deeper, look into it. There's always sometimes it's a bit more important. There's a lot of different things to take into account for the ticketing stuff. So yeah, basically, you know, just remember admins are real people. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Admins are people, guys. We're not machines. No one's a machine. You know, we're just trying to make the server a nice place. Everyone's doing it, and you know, from
You guys can't hear
word?
the Sid meeting in the back,
Voluntarily?
right?
That's not the word. Fuck.
Still trying to
Shit.
hear me?
No, that is the
Yeah,
word.
no, we are.
Sorry.
Yeah, voluntarily.
Jesus Christ, my English.
You get that.
So yeah, that's basically for the support system. We will be updating the websites with the rules directly
you.
there and the Discord. Yeah, you can sort Mac whenever you want. Since we kind of discussed it already. So there's all the changes. As we said, we want to see more creative roleplay. We really want to see more story, more just generally more development on your characters. That is why also we made the wiki. So every member of Redline and the new ones, it's automatic
Yeah,
because
they
for
made
the
a new
application they
wiki.
have to make a character.
All these
We
characters.
ask everybody
It's
to at least
crazy.
make one character that they're going to be playing have a wiki character. So you know, there's lore, there's story. Obviously, the wiki is not to be used in game. This is out of character. It just purely as well. It's also good for people that aren't doing content because it's public access. So if somebody wants to know what your character is,
Using
they
AI
can go on the
last night
wiki
to
and
get
search a
that set up for
character
me.
and they'll find you. So anybody that's like, oh yeah, you have a character or something, people want to know who you are. It's, you know, you can do it for that. It's a nice thing. The wiki is really nice. So it's HK cooked up the website. Fucking huge props to HK. Their website's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, HTK.
So I do want to give a huge thank you to him for the website and all the features it's got, the design, everything. So shout out to HTK on the website. It's a monumental job and it's absolutely going to change how we do things and be great for Redline. So yeah, on that part. I think that is all the rules section, what we want to see people do. If you guys saw a member announcement, there was a ping about the storyline of 2.0. It's a year after 1.8. Obviously, it doesn't mean like it's 2026, it's 2025. It's just the Christmas after, per se. So consider last year was 2024 if you want. Everyone left the city for a year. They come back. You move back in. Where have you been for a year? That's what have you been doing for a year? Why are you back? What's your goals? That's 2.0. So we want to, you know, people elaborate your RP around that and then see where you want to go. With 2.0, so we are going to be releasing it tonight, obviously. We are going to be releasing it in segments, however, because it's such a it's a new base. It's a fully new base. It's like when we, you know, did V3. It was a fully new. It's a new canvas, if you want. It's a new, fresh canvas. The same way when we started V3. It was technically 1.8 is the same server as V3, and there was a huge evolution. 2.0 we see it the same way. We have a really nice start, a nice canvas, and it's basically there so we can, you know, play around with it, modify it, change it over time, adjust things over time. We have been testing things for months, trying things for months. There's loads of angles to the server. There's a lot of custom features in the server as well. There's like it's really much hybrid. We've took a lot of scripts from, you know, really good creators and we've modified them. There's a lot of, we tried to make a really, basically addressing everything that was kind of a problem previously, either mechanically or for RP wasn't the best, or, you know, it caused problem. We say, okay, what can we do on the server to make this a bit more interesting and better? So that's what we did with 2.0. It was, everything was kind of, we took the restaurants. We're like, okay, what can we do with restaurants to make it more interesting? What were the complaints of restaurants? One example I'll give you was when restaurants were open, nobody would care. They'd buy sandwiches. You can't do that anymore. If restaurants are open, sandwiches aren't sold. They're not able to be bought. That's just one example. You have to go to a restaurant, and that's just one thing. Restaurants were complaining about, hey, when there's no one wanting food, which obviously will happen, they're bored. So when there is no interaction of a player, you can interact with the NPCs and the cooking system. If you ever played Fast Food Simulator, holy shit, like we were testing it as staff, we were arguing and yelling at each other, and it was funny. It was super funny. So like you could get 5 people working in a restaurant at once and all be doing something and screaming and yelling at each other while somebody's selling food to a customer, and you're like, hey, I need 3 cheeseburgers and a triple fucking kebab, and then in the back they're like, oh, fuck, And then you have a player show up, and you're like, "Oh crap!" Yeah, you'll be like, "Oh crap!" Yeah, it's just we kind of try to revise the whole whatever was the problem there. So yeah, on launch, every restaurant's been themed around fast food. That was the launch restaurants idea. However, with the system, the cooking restaurants, the cooking system and the NPC system is fully custom made. That's fully built in house, and we have plans to modify it in the future to add like pizzeria, European dishes, Asian dishes, like do like more stuff with it for RP. Where you can RP like a more in-depth restaurant if you want to do something more crazy. Yeah, but you could RP a kebab shop. You can make kebabs right now in 2.0. Like you literally could just make kebabs if you want. If you want to make kebabs, make kebabs. However, because of that, we have removed the ability to create your custom dishes per se, because we favor instead where you're interacting, you're doing all this little interaction bit with different players and making things. So there's a lot of choice on the menu. I think there's it's like 30 items or less at the minute. So it's awesome. The cooking system is absolutely awesome. Same thing with PD. What were the issues for cups? What were the issues for crims?
So no more
Same thing.
custom
We
items,
went
but
through
there's
it.
a lot of
We were
options
like,
to go
okay,
for. That's pretty
what is the problem here? What can we do to fix it? You guys might have seen a lot of you were in the PD meeting. HK went really well on an overview of how it affects PD and criminals in general. You now have to manually register your car if you're a criminal. That's really nice because cops don't know it's your car. But if the cops pull you over and your car isn't registered, then you're going to have a problem because they could impound your car because it's actually not registered. So there's that. DOJ is making a comeback. I will talk about DOJ now. DOJ.
But in that same
has been
sense,
reworked
if you don't register
majorly.
your car, PD doesn't know
So,
whose car it is, so
if
you can
anyone
actually
remembers the
do
council system,
bank
basically,
robberies
the
and
way
things like that with a car
now
that's
V3 to
unregistered. So
1.8 Redline
that's
worked,
a huge
there
W.
was the government, you had DOJ, the PD, which were like three powers that discussed with each other in regards to regulations. And then above that, you had the council, which was basically admins that would kind of like, hey, yes or no, like we'd be there to override. We kind of got rid of this. Now the council's been removed. Instead, it's part of the DOJ. It's now the Supreme Court. So there is going to be a series of admin if they wish to be. This has been discussed. Where they're supreme judges. Again, this is not going to be like, oh, they just wing it, do whatever they want at all. Not at all. There is documentation to follow. There's a lot of things. It's very important to be careful of it. However, it's going to be a lot easier to become a judge. The process of becoming a judge is a lot simpler. It's a lot nicer. I might be able to show you guys a little bit of it. I'll see. We'll see about that. I might show you a little bit. But yeah, like becoming a lawyer is going to be different as well. So as well, by promoting role play, we got rid of the bar exam. Where you go up third eye a ped, do a bar exam. A judge presses yes or no. We got rid of that. We got rid of the gun exam. We got rid of all these. That's been gone for a while. But however, we got rid of all that because instead we want to favor role play. So the DOJ will be having appointments directly with the lawyers, having an interview, seeing if the person's fit to become a lawyer, is he's record clean, and issue him a lawyer pass. From that point onwards, the person can buy a lawyer pass and show up. As a public defendant, he can make his own branch if he wants. Charge fees to criminals to defend them, make court cases for judges. There's a lot of stuff to do it. It's absolutely we've really tried to make it nice and easy, but also engaging, where it's not like it's it's to the point where there's no point of it. It's very much thought out for problems within Redline and DOJ. So yeah, if you want to make your own law firm, it could be something you do. So that's all done in game. The mayor. So previously, the way it would work was whenever there was builds, it would be done through Discord. Like, hey, buy something, pay. We'll show up. You'll pay us. No more. The government now is super important. So I know there's a lot of people that want to become the mayor. I will say put a lot of thought into it because the mayor in 2.0 has a lot of responsibilities. And this is why, again, we're going to be enforcing. No, there's no presidency. It's just we're rewarding it to the mayor, the government's office. That will be the mayor, and so on. But yeah, the mayor is really important. Where you need multiple people. You will need multiple people because the mayor is responsible of the dealerships of the car economy. He's responsible for rentals. So there's a lot of MLOs you can rent. The mayor, the government / the mayor owns all of these. They're owned by the government, so they have to manage the rent. They can up it, they can decrease it, they can change rent prices. There is ways to interact with the world that you might have seen in the trailer to damage environments. The mayor has to repair this. There's another thing that we haven't shown in the trailers. There is a power menu where the mayor has to keep supply of power cells going into the power plant, sorry, to keep the city lights on. The whole point is we wanted to make the mayor a more engaging experience and involved with the people. Also, with it, there is no more civilian tax. The civilians are no longer taxed. So that was a huge thing. We're like, okay, maybe it's a flawed system. Civilians don't get taxed anymore directly. The only things that get taxed are prisoners. I'll get to details. The businesses, and the third thing was, what was the third thing? I think it's just the businesses, and yeah, and then the mayor gets money from rentals and PD and EMS. They get money from that, and the dealerships as well. They get the money from that percentage. So the way that works is basically all the money PD makes and that EMS makes goes directly to the government funds, and then it's up to the government to give the PD and EMS those funds to buy things if they need to. So there's a lot of things like that where is pretty, it's pretty cool. Same thing with the dealerships. The government has control of changing the prices, and the reason we gave it to the government is because we want the government to divide responsibility, get people involved in it. So, like having multiple people, like you'll have someone responsible, real estate director for the government. You'll have a vehicle economy director. You'll have somebody managing the funds for PD and EMS discussing. You're basically dividing the load, not all on one person, because it's a lot of responsibility, and that's the idea. Is creating RP for multiple people, not just one person. Because a lot of times, whenever we have a mayor involved, it ends up always being one person. Obviously, the system wasn't the best, so we try to rework what was wrong there. What could we try and improve on? And that was the whole process to it. So the mayor has a lot of control. There's a lot of control. And then when it comes to laws and charges, it's still a discussion between PD, the DOJ, and the mayor. So there's like a discussion if needed, like, hey, this charge is a bit too low. We need to address this, or we need a new charge. Things like that. There's little details like that are pretty awesome. So I think that's pretty much it for the mayor. The PD HK showed. EMS, kind of the same thing. There was a lot of problems with it. A lot of it is similar at the minute, but you've got a new billing system that's a lot nicer. There's more interactions in the environment. That's nice. You've got loads of fleet. Like, I know EMS complained a lot about vehicles. You have a huge choice of vehicles. The vehicles choice for EMS is huge. So the directors of both PD and EMS basically are able to go to what's the business dealership and buy EMS vehicles and buy PD vehicles. So respectively, both of them have their own choices of the stuff, which is really nice.
It's about 30 to 40.
Yeah, I think there's a total of 30 to 40 vehicles. Obviously, these aren't all in your garage. You need to buy these. These are just in a dealership. Same thing for restaurants and mechanics. So restaurants and mechanics, you guys are able to buy mules, flatbeds. Mostly for mechanics, that would be important. PD needs to buy a flatbed, probably. You guys don't even have one yet. But yeah, that's another example. You guys can buy flatbeds. You can buy food trucks. You could, if you want to go and take a little billing machine and go store your food in your food truck, go around and selling food, driving somewhere. You got an event, something, and you bring your billing machine. You can charge people for your food truck. So that's something you can do. Transport trucks. There's loads of things there. The whole idea was giving more to these experiences that people wanted, like to have more control of the stuff. And then there's more involvement with the mayor and the government, because then you're role playing. It's like, hey, the businesses need this. It's a whole legal role play. The tow truck script's completely different, by the way. So there's a whole different. It's much more simpler, just because 5M is 5M and it doesn't like working in general. A lot of times 5M doesn't like doing things, desync, all this different problems. So that's done differently, which is very nice. But it was all thought about interacting with each other. So another example that you may have seen, which I am going to show now a little bit of 2.0, and I'm going to drive there probably. So let me show you my screen. I'm going to show you guys 2.0. Oh, fuck. Who's this guy? Look at this. Hello. No. Okay. So yeah, when you spawn in 2.0, you're going to start on this little dock right here. You'll have a little guide explaining you a few little things. Just very minor. Get started. Yeah, so you'll go off the dock, and you'll be able to buy your starter car right across the street. You start with a few items. You start with an ID. Now I'll go over the ID. I want to show it to PD. I don't think you talked about this, HK, did you? Did you?
No.
Actually, you did. No. IDs. A lot of people are like, oh, you get a nice picture ID. We wanted to go something more functional, something simple. Maybe we'll dress it up down the line. However, do you have an ID, Fan? There you go. So if Phantom shows me his driver license, I can press his name or his birthday. Copy. This is for for PD. I'm more showing this, and then you can just paste it. So the idea is that PD don't need to worry about checking licenses and having to retype the name when you 30 times ask the question, what's their name? Civilians as well getting irritated of it. You can just show the ID and they'll copy it straight. Oh yeah, here's an example. I could just copy citizen ID and done. It's really, and you can also copy your own. Like if I want to copy my own citizen ID, I could. Just, you know, it's just, it's simple. We'll dress it up afterwards. We'll work a little bit. As I said, it's a new canvas. The whole point of 2.0 is it's a fresh canvas to work with. And then we can dress it up however we want, make it really nice. Because 2.0 is a lot more accessible than the old Redline was to modify things, if that makes sense. If someone pocket wipes you, you can just go buy a new ID. It's not an issue. Another thing is, you have your phone now. On your phone it's completely different. You can have an email now on your phone that's actually functional. So you can create your actual email account. And for the PD, maybe for AMS, for other things, for DOJ you will. You actually need an email because you're contacted through emails. So there's in-game emailing, and you can send emails, you can receive emails. It's pretty cool, nice features. So you can email documents. If you want to email text, you can absolutely do that. It's not a problem. So you can send emails. Another thing that's nice is there's voicemail now. You could literally leave voicemail to people. So if somebody's not on, you can leave them a voicemail. If you want to send them a message, do whatever. There's in-game lore-friendly TikTok. It's not TikTok. It's called Trendy. Okay. You can do. There's been some funny ones when we were testing. There's a lot of like cool stuff for the phone. That's really nice. So yeah, you'll buy your car over there. I'm not going to spoil it. You can go get your starter car. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second.
He doesn't want to show how much you start with or how much the
let's see.
cars are.
Let me go over here. But there's a lot of things we've thought differently in 2.0. In general, everything we've done is F1 menu walk. It's the emote menu to change your walk style for now. Real tech. F1 hard park. Cars are persistent. They don't despawn. Cars don't despawn anymore. Once your car's somewhere, it will not despawn if you leave it there. So if you leave your car somewhere, it will stay there forever, like until the server restart, of course. So don't lose your car. Yeah, it would not be nice to lose your car. That's a thing. I think this is my farm. Is this my farm? It is. Okay, I will have to sell this before server goes up because I was just doing it for testing. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of what we thought about doing here for. Hold on. The two angles, well, there's three businesses technically. We wanted to create businesses that weren't necessarily whitelisted, that civilians could work up to, or criminals if they want a side hustle, like the illegal aspect of their career. Yes, you're getting a map spoiler alert. Across the map, there's a series of farms and a series of foundries. There's a series of foundries and farms. They're limited across the map. You can own these, and the point of these are to roleplay with the restaurants or to sell them if you want to sell ingredients. Because the restaurants do have an option to buy their ingredients, but it will cost them cheaper if they go through a farm. You can own your own farm. You can buy different productions. Like, let's say I want to get a milk farm. I want to buy pickles, whatever. The way we've done this is everything that's in the farm is what restaurants need. Everything in the restaurants in the farm is what restaurants need. So it's what they need, and then if you go to machines, you have like bacon slicer, whatever, buns, cream. Like all of these are to figure out in game. It's really cool. It takes a bit of getting used to it at the start, but once you get used to it, it's all pretty cool. It's nice. What's nice as well, let's say you have a farm production. It's kind of like a tycoon experience on the side. You can hire people to be truck drivers, because this includes like a trucker job with it, because you have to go pick up from your farm your ingredients and everything. Everything needs to be picked up. So what's nice as well, if you do have things, you can sell them. So you can export to NPCs if you want. You won't make much money by doing it that way, though. However, you can create a trade market. So you can sell products if you have any, or you can buy products. This will be important for the foundry. as well. So if I have, let's say, salad, the restaurants need it, I can sell salads. And the restaurants can drive up to my farm and buy it. Or I can go to the restaurant and sell it to them and role play directly with the restaurant. Let's say a restaurant comes to my farm like, hey, we want to get some meat. Will you be able to give us your meat? That sounds really fucking wrong. Yeah, you can make a whole negotiation with like a restaurant to get some interesting rates. Like you could literally ask a nice amount of money for cows or whatever, milk, like Joey probably would. You guys are wild. You guys are wild.
Someone
Listen,
clipped that, right?
no, probably Sarge, bro. He's in here. Yeah. So, and also you can buy things. So if you want to buy things, somebody can come up and sell it to you, like a farm to a farm if you want to. But yeah, there's a lot of things to do here. You can upgrade your farm. So the whole point of this is like you have a long-term progression for your civ. You can upgrade how much you can have, how many machines you can have, your garage, how many cars you can hold, because there's vehicles for this system. Hire people, because you can hire people to do it. I might need to change this actually, but that's another problem. Yeah, there's a lot of things in here that are just really cool you can try out. The foundries are the same. So what I mean by the foundries, I'm not going to show you, is basically it's the starting mining process in a Tycoon part automated. So we kind of wanted to get rid of that grind mentality, even though if you want to do it, you can. You absolutely can if you want to be that goddamn midnight person sitting there for 30 hours mining. You can buy a foundry if you have enough money and get farms that will farm copper, that will farm aluminum, that will automatically farm things over time. And then you can get machines that will melt them. But it goes up to a certain point. It doesn't do all the way to jewels, for example, if you were to go sell jewelry and other items. It's because the whole point is, again, role play. You go and then you make a market. So let's say you have a foundry. I could go here. I've got a bunch of, well, yes, it does work while offline. Another thing that as well is you could sell your ores. Let's say you got a foundry, you're smelting a bunch of iron, you could sell it. You could literally put it up for sale for whatever price you want in the market. So people could, you then have attractive rates. You could do competition to other foundries. You could buy things from people, because there is things for a foundry you're going to need to buy. What I do want to explain, obviously, what the hell? Yeah, it's normal. With 2.0, it's a new server, and what I am going to say is, like, you can own gas stations, you can own your own mall. These are all work in progress. These are new things. We're very much keeping eyes on them. There is some features not given to them yet that we'll add over time, and there's some planned features for long term as well that we, generally can't wait to see and do. The malls are player-owned malls where you buy your own products and you're able to sell them to players for your own chosen price. Basically, it's a combination of every single store, and you sell for whatever price you want. But you need to upkeep all of this. At the beginning, the malls only have, I think, 3 or 4 types of stores, and they're missing some things. We will be adding them, but the reason we've done this is we want to see how is it going at first. Obviously, we've tested a lot of things in different ways, but there's, again, you can't, when it comes to adjusting to the final economy, let's say length, and role play expectations between each other, we can't predict everything, and it's adjust it to however we want. So what we're going to say is, like, with 2.0, it's very much we're working with the community to make the server. So, we want to see what you guys are doing. See, maybe there most likely will be some jobs you don't earn enough, some crime you don't own enough, some you own too much, earn too much, and so on. But we'll be adjusting this. What I need people to understand is we will. Oh my god,
I got no balls.
Okay. Wow. I'm crawling down here. See you later. Oops. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway. Well, I was saying, this is something, it's a project with the community. Like we say, we're not a fucking AAA. Like, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, it needs to be the highest end. No, we tested a lot of things. We've tried our, whatever we could, the best to make things work, balanced. But there's always, we never can get it perfect. It's over time, we will work it to make it better.
It's a passion project server.
What I am saying is there most likely will be some things that, hey, this is not quite earning as expected.
Obviously,
maybe this is earning too much. But we're going to adjust it over time. That's that first month of the new version, The same with the businesses. The player-owned businesses that aren't whitelisted is the same thing. We will be adjusting them. There is things we know we're going to be adjusting, most likely time-wise and cost-wise. So it will be really interesting. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. I don't think I have much more. Oh, actually, I will show something because this is very different. Clothing is now items in 2.0. There is a few known issues, not necessarily that, but it's just a few known issues that we'll make public that we're fixing at the moment. PD clothing, not PD clothing. Every single piece of clothing is basically items. Where's our clothing store? I think there's one down here. Let me just go to a clothing store this way. I'll go to. There we go. I'll just go here. Yeah, and there is one known issue I'm going to tell you right now is clothing is meant to have images, as in the items, but we're having an issue with it. It's going to be fixed. You're going to have all your... So if I open my inventory, you'll see I have clothing. It's supposed to have images. There's an issue. We are working on fixing it. There was a problem. We're just checking. But yeah, you can take off your clothing and... oh, I did do this for the admin thing, so... Is that taken off? Is that my eye patch? What is this? Yeah, like you can't really tell what everything is necessarily, but... yeah, it's all items, but you're able to buy outfit bags, outfit sets. There's loads of things you can do. You can buy clothing bags, put loads of clothing outfits in there. It takes some getting used to. At first it was like, but you know, over time, or like it creates some interesting, like you can give players your mask, you can take your outfit off, throw it away. There's a lot of things you could do for role play sake. The whole point of it is we've done this for a role play decision. So people can steal your clothes. I mean, technically, but you know, if you're stealing for no reason, it still falls into bad RP. So, you know, I'm gonna go around stealing people's shoes. But yeah, it's just basically when it comes to the clothing store, I said that you're gonna be able to see all the clothing in visually. This is a known issue. At the minute you can't, this will be fixed.
It's literally
so
unplayable.
I know. Oh my god! But you'll be able to see all the clothing, choose
my
visually
version.
what you want to wear. Wow. But yeah, at the minute it is numbers, so you can change that and then buy. If you want to buy, so a huge issue now is like, you know, when you want to have a female outfit or something for somebody else, not for you. I mean, besides HGK, you're able to change the gender button to buy female clothing, give it to some chick, I don't know, whatever. Mac can now, Lineup can now buy clothing for Mac. There you go.
Yes, finally, he buys me something. Damn it.
But yeah, when you buy clothing, I'll say it all to you now before we hop onto 2.0. It is very important that you guys press what are you buying. So if you choose a pair of shoes, I'm buying a pair of shoes. The reason I say this is because let's say I've come in the store, you want to have the, you know, like let's say you want to make a gang fit, right? You're going to have, you want this outfit, but you don't want to buy it again and again and again. Well, what you can do is just literally, well, buy it and like keep taking it off, keep giving it. You could literally choose the outfit and buy, and it will give you the same clothing again, and then rinse and repeat, and you get the same outfit again and again and again. So if you want to have 30 times the same outfit, you could, and then you buy this item. It's called the outfit set. I can take all my clothing off. So I take all my outfit off, and then I can use this. I can throw it all in there, and now what I can do is I can just put this on, and boom, it's my whole outfit.
That's sick.
Another cool thing that you can do is you can change the name of this. You can nickname your outfit. So I don't know, winter fit. You can put a custom image. So you can take a picture of your character or something. You can put a custom image on it if you want. So see, I got winter fit, whatever. It's the whole point is role play. It's yeah. I will say at the start, it takes getting used to not having your wardrobe, but once you get used to it, it's fairly easy. You can buy clothing bags, and then guess what? With your clothing bag, you can put your outfits in the clothing bag. Another thing I will explain about the inventory is this top thing isn't slots. These are quick selects. So see if I put my phone here, don't think it's duplicated your phone. It's a quick select. So if I get rid of my phone, see it's red because I don't have a phone, so I can't quick select. That's how that all works. So it's just giving you guys a heads up. The inventory takes a bit getting used to, but once you're used to it, you can also throw items. You know, you want to be a bit weird, you can throw fucking things. My aim's terrible. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you could do. Someone nicks your clothes, you got to remake your outfit. Yeah, but that's why you'd buy multiple outfits, Nebula. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 sets, and I'll have a backup fit in my stash. Because you can have a stash at home in your house. That's a wardrobe, like, but it's a prop, and you put your clothing in there. And so let's say you lost your clothing, you can just pick it up and buy a new one. But yeah, it takes some getting used to. But I think just generally on the roleplay sense of like actually interacting physically with your clothing. You know, for heists, for gangs, like, oh hey, I brought you all masks, I brought you all stuff. I literally brought you masks, guys. That's the whole idea. It's really much creating RP opportunities behind it. So your DayZ days are, yeah, they're there. Yeah, you have a wallet. Your wallet actually can put your IDs in it. I think at the minute there's an issue of cache. I'll need to check before we boot the server if I can do that. But you can put your IDs in your wallet, and then just save space. Things like that. You can just there's little cool things like that. And again, there's things we're not fully finished yet. That's why we're giving batch by batch of the server. I think that's what I wanted to show there. I don't think there's anything else I want to show right now.
Keep it nice and fresh instead of just doing like a whole batch all at the same time.
I think the important thing to reiterate is businesses, so like EMS and PD, both have job outfits.
Oh,
aren't
yes.
clothing items.
I will show you this actually. I'm actually going to show you how this works. So, this is kind of important. Let's say you're EMS or PD. There we go. Let me go over to the police station. Yeah, there's loads of blips, and you know what? I'm going to do something here because a lot of you have been asking about it. Is are trains a thing? Yes, the whole point of trains is if you want to live somewhere else and you don't want to travel, let's say you live in Roxwood because it's cheaper or whatever reason, you have an MLO there, or in Sandy because there's loads of MLOs to rent, but I'm not going to spoil it. You could go here, and you could take a train ticket to go either Roxwood or the city. It is something you could do. So I could literally live in Sandy, go here, move out my way. I'm going to take a train ticket. Oh, it's the other one. I'm going to go to Los Santos, and then, take the train. So that's something you can do. Another thing, because I think this has been a problem of people power gaming, and we've noticed, and we have dealt with it whenever we could, is relogging to spawn somewhere else, either because you're too heavy or whatever. When you relog now, there's a cooldown on respawn locations. So if you relog, it will only have last location. And unless you've been off for a long amount of time, then you'll be able to choose another location. So you can't log out and then quickly go somewhere else. You can't do that. No, you will have to travel. So that's that. Yes, I'm not going to spoil the train station, but now I can show you the PD station over here, which you've already seen from yesterday from HGK.
Yeah.
And for those that aren't patient, be patient. What if last location was fucked? Contact an admin. We've tried to do our best for not having any issues of things and so on. Yeah, there's a lot of little quality of life things we've done. A lot of things are little quality of life for roleplay and interaction, making things nicer and simpler. Wait, this is the wrong place.
You gotta make sure you're on duty as well.
Yep. Do I have to be on duty for it?
You have to be on duty. You change into an outfit.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Sorry, boss. So if I go here, move out my way. If I go here now, yeah. So the way this works is now you see that I'm wearing my clothing. If I put on a PD outfit, I'm not wearing any clothing. It overrides your clothing, but so basically while you're wearing PD outfit. However, if you go back, it'll give you back your clothing and everything. So yeah, that's that. So that's all that stuff, all pretty cool. I don't think there's much more I want to show you guys. You guys can find out the rest in roleplay. One thing I do want to mention is body cams. This has been talked to PD. For DOJ reasons, body cams is going to be actual footage. We're not going to have a script for it because, one, we don't want the players to have bad performance on it. It's optional. If you're able to record. You can record in low quality. We can tell me if we go to clothing store, we edit the outfit and save that. Well, yeah, you can edit the outfit and save it, and it will give you a new fit piece, if that makes sense. It'll give you a new piece, but it won't give you edit the outfit you're wearing. It's going to give you a new version of it, if that makes sense. So let's say I edit my gloves, it will give me a new jacket with gloves. It's a different one, so you have an alternate version. But then you could throw the other one away, if you don't want it. But it's just it's the way it works.
Do you want to show the actual body cam as it is? Because there's a lot of civs that
I'm just going to buy it. Yeah, I'll let you guys discover what everything in here means. I'm not going to explain anything of that to you. I'm just going to buy a body cam. So if I go here, I buy a body cam. I've now got my body cam. If I use it, I can choose up left or up right, because obviously streamers, some of you have face cam, you want to not see. I can put it wherever I want. I've got this little icon now on my recording. This means that anything I have, anything I'm playing and I'm recording or streaming that has this icon in the corner is usable in DOJ. That is usable in DOJ. If you don't have the icon, it's not usable in DOJ. Another thing is, if I let's say somebody steals my body camera, I lose it, it will automatically stop recording. So yeah, just keep that in account. If you lose your body cam, you also need phones to make 911 calls and stuff. So just be advised. Phones for the time being aren't if you lose your phone, you buy another one, it's fine. You don't have to forget your password or everything. Down the line, we'll figure a different system out. We want to re-talk about it. Yeah, another thing I will mention, using a train to escape cops is the same as storing a car in the middle of a boost. It's power gaming. Don't do it. That will be power gaming. I think it's pretty obvious. It's simply used there to be a travel for, you know, to go around the places quicker. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm not going to show you guys anything else on it. Gangs, we already talked about it earlier. There's a lot of cool features we don't want to reveal in 2.0, but I was saying there is things we're releasing 2.0. There we go. Let me just that. Okay, we are releasing 2.0 progressively. At the start, you are able to do. Oh my god, why is the police call? I'm not answering your fucking call. I'm hanging up. Why is my ringtone that actually? Okay, I'll check that later. But yeah, so oh my god, what's going on? So I'm just getting there we go, fixed. Right, yeah, we're doing progressive release of 2.0. At the start, we want everybody. Is the skins thing worth? What are you talking about, Smithy? Just DM me. I don't understand. I don't know what you mean. What at the start? Oh, a big thing of 2.0. I'm gonna say neither PD nor criminal will have any way of getting anything above a pistol and revolvers. That's it. There is no class 3s in 2.0 for the beginning, at least. Everybody has pistols. Everybody's fair game. Pistol on pistol action. No rifles. There's no ARs. There's no automatic weapons. There's none of that. It's all pistol on pistol action. And then obviously maybe there's a lot of pistols and a lot of revolvers. You'll have to find out in game. You'll have a crafting. There's a skill tree system. The reason we introduced it, there's been a lot of mixed feelings on it, but I'll explain why we've done it. So instead of having level ups per crafting type, we've made a skill tree to choose what you can craft. And depending on what you choose, it will lock you out of other things. And as well as like your main skills, like learning how to be a quick looter or like you're fast, you're fast running, you're strong at strength. It will lock you out of other things. The reason we do this is for interaction. We want people that have different different abilities. So let's say you know an electronics expert, you're going to want to meet him because you're an explosive expert. Or like there's lots of different kinds of skills. The whole point is to make your character unique. And then that somebody's going to need you in roleplay. Somebody's going to need you. And the whole point is creating that interaction because your character is unique in something. So that's that. Vehicles, I'm going to touch up that real quick. Vehicles have all been rebalanced. There is, I think, on launch, a stupid amount of cars you're able to buy in dealerships. There is an American dealership, a European dealer, and a JDM dealership, and a bike dealership, and a plane dealership. However, I don't think the plane ones has anything in stock. We've made dealerships by types of region. So up to you guys to go explore what car you want. Let me just read this DM real quick. No, they can discover that, Smithy. That's not a big deal. Yes, Phantom, I'll do that. So yeah, that's another big deal. Is all the cars have been rebalanced. So the idea with 2.0, after a lot of discussion of staff and feedback in general, because you know you can talk to staff about things, and we take all the feedback. We don't have a suggestion channel because it always ends
DM me. Do not DM
if anyone
me.
has problems, DM football.
August football.
There you go. He just volunteered.
Yo, chill.
He just volunteered. You're welcome. However, with 2.0, the handling, what we've done is every class is basically the same up to a level. So the acceleration and top speed of every class has been made to match almost with every car. So it's fair. Every class is fair on each other. So every A class is kind of fair. Every S class is kind of fair. However, where they vary is the way they handle. So some of them will handle a bit more slidey, or some of them will be a bit more this, some of them will be more the other. And you know, the way we are able to do things in 2.0 is we can balance cars in a hot fix. Basically, what I mean by hot fix, we don't need to restart the server to fix a car. We can do it on the go. We can literally fix a car without you while you're driving it, and all of a sudden it handles different right then and there. So there is that. If we see a car that's too fast or a car that's too slow, same for PD. If we see PDs having issues, we can fix the car on the fly. Make it a little bit faster, a little bit better acceleration, a little bit slower if there's a problem. It goes both ways. We can change things. So let's say I'm in the middle of a police chase. I don't like the criminal. I'll make your car go 20 because I want to catch you. Yeah. We could do that. It's just like we can change on the fly hotfix handlings,
Yeah,
which
Max,
is really
I'll try and
nice. But
figure
the
that out
idea is
and figure
global
out how to
handlings
change
are
everything.
similar. The handlings are all similar per class. That's the idea to make it more fair. When it comes to what is not in the server on launch, what have we locked? I'm gonna have to kind of reveal what kind of crimes there are. Car chopping is different script. It's not in on launch. We locked it. And this also includes boosting because we don't want too many things going on at once. And the bank heists are locked. The bank heists are locked, and the house robberies are locked. However, there's still a lot of other crime to do. You've got loads of robbery types. There's a whole bunch of robbery types, and regardless, I don't think you guys will manage to get to bank straight away. It's not like a grind per se, but yeah, there's like there's maybe the black market hasn't got its things yet. There's little reasons. We want people to take steps and get comfortable with the server. The whole idea is we're releasing by batches. So one, everyone gets comfortable. Two, we know what we have currently without giving access to everything is okay. And then we move on to the next batch and the next batch and the next batch till there's not much left out. Boosting is locked as well for just making sure everything else is okay. But boosting's cool because every car you get in boosting is the same cars you get into dealerships. Because you can lose them. So big thing in 2.0 is when you're buying a car, make sure to have a VIN checker. Check the VIN if it's scratched off. Boosting isn't in on launch, so it's not that important on launch. But if you get caught with a VIN scratched car, yeah, that car will be taken off of you by the police if you get, checked. And there will be T's and C's to getting checked of it. Bike speeds aren't changing. They're already overpowered in GTA, and we're not changing it. 105 will be the limit. The speed caps of every class is the same. That's not changing. So that's pretty much that. Yeah, you got access to store robberies. You got access to a lot of other type of robberies. You could rob like the pharmacies. There's a lot of things locked at the minute, but there's a lot of things open because we want people to really get comfortable and get used to it and slowly get into the system, interact with each other, get to know each other again. Rent your property because there's loads of places to rent. You can rent MLOs if you want to get your friends and you like, hey, let's go rent a house. You can. Just get used to it. It's Christmas as well. Take it chill. We want PD to get used to their system. We will note there's a few known issues that we're working on fixing in the next few days. If not, will be next week because it's Christmas. A little bit festivities. So yeah, I think that's I don't know. Is there anything else we should add? One more thing.
Yes,
Oh God, he speaks.
I have something to add.
Great.
I have something important to add. We had a ton of people working on this. We gotta give a lot of props for all this to happen for French Boy, okay? Without Havoc spending all that time and effort after hours and before hours, nobody really knows how much he spent apart from really him. I mean, I know. I mean, he's told me and stuff, but he's spent a lot of time making this for everybody. So I personally want to give a big shout out to Frenchy Boy. So everybody, if you're in this with me and do a big old W Dev Havoc, because he's cooked. Okay, it's really good. I personally can't wait to play. So I'm sure you guys are excited as well. So that's all I had to say.
I can tell you actually, French has 32 days of playtime on 2.0 already.
There is some AFK in there, though. There is some AFK.
I know, but there's still a lot of you doing a lot of work.
Stop being modest about it, Havoc.
I do appreciate it. No, thank you. I said no. Even thank you to Smithy. Thank you to Phantom. Thank you to like the whole dev team. Everyone's put effort into this. There's a lot of custom work put into it. Arby's put a lot of custom work into it. There's a lot of stuff we've done to 2.0.
I did it all.
Yeah, no, I mean everybody, even the staff team. Like, there's been a lot of testing. There's been a lot of suggestions and discussion. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the amount of times we kind of rebuilt 2.0 from the ground, like not the ground up, but like sections of 2.0. There's been a lot. There's been a lot.
We're sorry.
There's been a lot of like, hey, we should change this when it was like ready. I was like, oh fuck, and it is what it is. End of the day, it's a better server. It looks cool. But what I'm also gonna add is you guys are part of this. When it comes to 2.0, we're all making it together, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, we've done the template, the base canvas. However, we want to still balance it a bit. That's with you guys. And long term, we'll do changes. I said we do listen, like you guys don't see it because we've been working on 2.0. There is things we want to change. There is balancing we're gonna do. We're not the triple, we're not fucking big ass server that just corporate, whatever. It's a community. We do this all together. We obviously, we have a vision for the server, but we do work with the community. End of the day, thank you all for playing Redline and doing it. It is a content server. It's not like all these other super serious focus servers that you could be on. We're a bit more relaxed. We're a bit more, there's chaos on Redline, and you guys choose to be here, and we thank you. And that's why we want to do a lot of cool stuff, try and make things a little bit different. So that's kind of that. So I think that's it for the Civ Meet. One last thing I'm going to touch on is on launch, there's no mayor. We're going to do elections 2 weeks in. So you can start campaigning if you want. You can start campaigning if you want to become a mayor. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. You can start campaigning. In 2 weeks, we'll start doing DOJ. For the first week, no. But if you have problems with PD, you can take complaints. I've told Tigo and HDK. Feel free to write it down. And then when DOJ opens next week, you will be able to. The reason is we want people to get comfortable. Week 2, we're going to get lawyers. Week 3, we're going to get more judges. So that's kind of the process there. So it's really getting everybody comfortable with it. That's why we're doing it progressive. We just really want everyone to be comfortable with everything.
Just to jump on that point about us taking complaints and seeing Neb's comment as well. Any complaints that we take for a PD side, we will collect any footage or anything and hand it over to DOJ when DOJ is active. So they will get a little bit of an extension for this period and when the lawyers.
Yeah, because usually, let's say you're a criminal and you have a problem with a cop, you'll have 7 days to claim, like, hey, I have a problem. I didn't like this. I want to bring it to court. You have 7 days to talk to a lawyer and then get the footage. If not, the cop's allowed to delete it. However, because it's launch, this period is going to be a bit longer, and we're just discussing because it's launch. We need people to get settled and so on. The other thing is similar to initially V3. If you guys remember, we had 2 admins running a business and another one just to have someone running the whitelisted businesses. We are going to have an admin running a restaurant and an admin running a mechanic for launch. Because we want people to be able to get into the restaurants on launch. We want people to be able to get mechanic jobs on launch and get used to it. Crocs, I did see your DM. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we will talk about that. So I think Sarge and Haley are going to be running the first restaurant. And after when the other restaurants are in place, they will be removed and they can reapply. This is only for launch period. The same with the mechanic until the other mechanics are open. I think Crocs, and is there somebody else helping you out?
Potentially Tigo, depending how busy he is with other stuff.
Yeah,
I am,
PD,
baby.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, PD, Tigo, PD.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's focusing
also
on that.
PD.
He's
My
focusing
pet's
on
not on
that,
the
don't worry.
server, but it's
Very
okay.
important, very important, PD. But
Like
yeah,
the
we have
guys.
people, and they're going to be hiring over the course of the next few days. I'm sure Sergeant, I don't know Haley's, she'll be able to be around. She's got stuff going on. But Sarge will organize stuff to hire people, get people used to the restaurant system, and so on. So if you're wanting to get a mechanic or you're wanting to get a restaurant in RP, they will make ways to contact them, find out how it works for them. It'll be interesting. There might, we tested it again and again and again, but I do ask you guys, realize this is a new launch. There could be issues that we couldn't predict, or we missed something because there's, it can happen. Like we can miss something, forget like a little detail. But that's why, we take a few weeks at the beginning to fix things and balance things. That's another the last touch on I'm going to do, and then I'll mention about when exactly you're going to be able to connect. Remember that this is a year after. One thing we're asking everybody is forget your criminal beef with people, your criminal beef with PD, PD's beef with criminals. Criminal history is wiped. Like you remember things, but you don't have beef with anybody.
Huge.
If you had beef with somebody in 2.0 and then instantly in 1.8 you had beef with somebody, you didn't like somebody, don't carry that over in 2.0. Don't. You're all everyone's on a fresh slate. Everyone's new, like you're back. It's a new life. You're all the same characters, same friends. You've come back from a long time away. If you want to start a fresh life, you can, but no past beef, no dislike to each other, because we don't want to see it. It's a game, everybody. You're here to role play. You're here to interact with each other, have a good time, have fun, and yeah. So you guys will be able to enjoy jobs, skills, some crime, getting into a house, cars at the start, and then we're gonna add more and more, unlock stuff. And the restaurants and some of the white you can buy your farm, you can buy your foundry, you can buy a gas station. All that's available on launch. You just need the money. But again, it's all about the role play, interact with each other, talk to each other, find projects. You've met each other after a long time. What's your plans? Move in of people, see what you want to do. So what is happening now? We're running a few final checks. There's 3 things we're checking in 2.0 at the minute. That we're just finishing up, and then we're going to let you in. So I think around 50 minutes to an hour from now, it should be okay. We're just doing some final checks. So if you guys are in the UK, I'm just going to say 11:30 to be comfortable.
Another hour and a
We
half.
just want to check these two things to make sure everything's okay. There is some known issues we're going to make note of, especially one on PD, which will be fixed, but it's a known issue. That for some reason there is dispatch calls going off duty, but this is known and it will be fixed as fast as we can. Just be aware, understand. Okay, we've tried. There's a lot of things going on. I don't know if you. I'll talk to you about that one exactly after, as we found it earlier. But yeah, so there's a few hiccups. There's like, the clothing doesn't have images, or maybe a few hiccups here and there. If you see bugs, things that you don't think is
Mark, I'm not
intentional,
streaming.
post a bug report.
You're seeing things.
Absolutely, post a bug report. Even if you're not sure, we'll have a look. It's the first month we always expect to have a little bit of a list of like, okay, there's going to be things potentially going wrong. We can't predict everything. And expect balancing. That's another thing. If you guys are, oh, this is not earning any money, don't go and complain about it. Understand it's a new server. We're working on things. Because the economy is based off the current server. You earn as much money as now, but things are a lot cheaper to buy. Cars are cheaper, houses are cheaper, everything's cheaper to get, but you earn as much money as you do now. Just things are cheaper to get. So I think that's everything. With that, anyone have anything to add, staff-wise? Anybody?
Nope.
Someone did have a question. If they lose their phone, do they lose their contacts?
No, not for now. No, you can just buy a new phone. We'll just go for 5 minutes of questions. So ping me a question, and I'll read it. Potentially answer it. I'm not guaranteeing it. It's a new server. I can't answer you everything. You guys will find out. Will there be a non-business place to repair vehicles? No. Is 2.0 going to be harder to run or easier? For the very low systems, maybe harder. Overall, the average system and above, easier, because it's a much more optimized server. But we are like we're not gonna focus on 970s, 1050s. Like there's a point where we have to kind of move on.
I can just comment. I've got a 30 FPS boost from being in 2.0 right now. In a
1.8.
In a place where I was getting 40 if I was lucky, I'm now getting 95.
Okay, can you reset the skill tree? Yes, but I won't tell you how. You'll find out in game. Yes, I already answered that. Can you buy guns legally? Not on launch. I'm not answering. Lemon, what the fuck? Drug production. Find out in roleplay. Will there be more hairstyles? We released a 2.0 clothing pack a few months ago because of brands being removed from the server. I'm not answering the starting money. Find out in RP. Can we name our cars in the garage? Yes, you can nickname your cars. Same as PD can nickname their cars in the garage if they wanted to. What's the cabs and job per character? I don't think we have one. It's just a whitelisted one. You can't work at multiple restaurants at once, and you can't work at multiple mechanics at once. Is owning restaurants and mechanics the same process? Yes. Big props. Appreciate it, brother. Will there be an option to add custom decals to clothing? We'll talk about it down the line. I don't want to reveal too much. Unrealistic names. We'll have a different name. You can make the same character, just modify their name. You can make the same character, just their name has to be slightly different. That's if they were unrealistic. You're playing the same character, obviously. Becoming rich kind of easier now. I mean, it depends how you see it. I guess. I'm not answering whatever that chavvy thing means, bro. Just see what cars are on the server. I'm not going to answer. How big is the current stock of cars? Fuck. I really want to answer this. Find out in roleplay.
Lots.
An amount.
There's a lot of variety. And again, same thing with the cars. We've balanced everything, but there could be some misses. We maybe missed a sound. We maybe missed something. Because when we go over batches of cars, there's a lot of processors, a lot of moving parts. RB did a great job on going for all the handlings of every fucking car to doing the best of balancing it. But if there are some issues, we'll work on them. We'll fix them whenever we can. It's not, it's 2.0 is the focus now, so it's not like there's other things. I think that's everything.
Someone's asking how do they get their PD job. PD will advertise when they're doing rehirings.
And game, yeah, you see. I don't imagine straight off the get go you're going to be doing it like the first minute in. Are you? You are.
I will be going. Yeah, I will be going down. Tigo will be going down. Fun most likely. We'll all be in PD. We'll be bringing people in, and we'll be going through some of the changes and making sure everyone's got their body cams active and whatnot, and sending them out on duty.
Is parkour still a thing? Find out in roleplay. Find out in roleplay RV. Do sound gun packs and V? No, the sounds are fine. Is there any other questions that staff see that are in good question or anything? Is there a
What do you
maximum
know?
amount of certain cars? So for the dealerships, I'll tell you for lunch right now. Should I say, HK, the little thing we did for lunch? The dealers? I think so. We talked about it. Me and you, the others might not know about it.
Yeah.
For lunch, all the dealerships up to S-Class have 2 of each car in stock. So if you want a specific car that you see, there's 2 of them in stock of everything, besides S-Class and above. For lunch, the reason we've done this is because it's normally we were going to put none, because there's a lot of fucking cars. But for some people that want to try and get a specific car, go ahead. The reason we haven't done much is because the mayor can restock them afterwards. The whole point is the mayor needs to do it. There's a lot of starter cars. Wait, one thing, there is a starter dealership and it has unlimited cars. The starting dealership, which is right across the road from where you spawn, has unlimited cars and you can sell them back. You can sell back your bikes, everything. So there's no problem there. So you can have your starter car. Don't worry about that. Milo, we talked about it earlier. Somebody can talk about it. Do we have time frame on the next phases? Not too long. It's not really. No, they're done, Xander. But it's just we want people to get comfortable and we want to make sure things that are in now are okay. We don't have like 30 million things in and be like, okay, well, everything has a problem. No, we want to see by batches to make sure everything's okay on our end and on the player side as well, that everyone's okay with things. Okay. We still get trucks at boat trailers? I mean, just find out in roleplay. Find out in roleplay, Harvey. I think that's all the questions we're answering. Anyway, I think we're going to let everybody go. We're going to finish up testing and the last few things we want to check on 2.0. One thing I will mention for the queuing, you're going to have to load for the website. It's going to ask you to change your game build. We are running on one of the latest GTA updates in 2.0. I think the one of all the latest, like just before the mansion one, just before. We're not having the mansion one. That's not even out yet on 5M. We're running just before the mansion update. So it's going to ask you to update your game. And you're going to be put twice in the queue. So when you load up your new game builds, it's going to put you again in the queue. Be advised, because there's a lot of people wanting to connect, the queue is going to be staggered. We're going to be letting groups of people in, just to make sure there's not 100 people sitting in spawn. It's going to be by groups, and we're going to clear it manually, like making till the server's full. And then there'll be a manual queue. Just wait till whatever happens once you're in. Again, same thing with crashes. We've tested. We haven't really found any crash besides Mac. But we still don't know how. We haven't really crashed. We've done crash testing, so if you crash the same thing, just put a bug report in. Okay, I think that. I have to. I think that's everything. Chat. Woo. I just said chat, bro. The habit.
Ain't no way you just said that.
I just said chat, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, chat. So welcome back.
It's the
Welcome back,
habit,
chat,
bro.
to
It's the
another
habit.
video. Today we're releasing Redline 2.0.
For 3 years straight.
Anyway, that's everything. The next ping you'll get is when you're able to queue. Be patient. Don't get irritated. We're doing what we can. There's a lot of people wanting to join. All right.
I tricked the internet into believing 2.0 is releasing.
You'll be able. We'll throw a ping probably a few minutes before you're able to join, just so you prepare for the queue, because there will be a queue and it's going to be staggered. So even if it's not a full server, there's still going to be a queue, because we don't want the server to get 100 people at once. Again, we've never had a full server. This is a whole new computer. We don't know how it's going to handle it. We're monitoring everything. There could be a crash. We hope not. Just in case. That's why we're taking our time. I do things progressively. Okay. I think we're good. Everybody, see you soon. When you join 2.0, take your time, look at your phone, walk around, buy your car, explore. Feel free to explore, buy things, get an apartment. There's loads of apartments to start. There's a bug with the pictures on them, just saying, but that's pretty much minor. I think that's everything. We're good. Submit done.
So it seems like it's going to be like an hour.
There's a lot of people that live stream this, so
See you later, chat.
Bye, chat.
Yeah, so about an hour, a little bit less till it'll be up. We'll throw ping out.
I'll start streaming again once